So here's one way that we can subtract mixed numbers where we can't just subtract the fractions. We can't take 2/3 or 1/3. Remember, we just turned them into mixed numbers, improper fractions, and then subtracted and turned them back into a mixed number. But there's another method. So if I erase all this stuff, I can show you something else. So think of what you normally would do in a subtraction problem when you can't take something away from something else. So if I had like 23 minus 18, what I would normally do is I would take something from this place value over here. If I take something away from 2, it becomes a 1, and I can give that place value to there. I took a 10 away from it and gave it to my 3, so it became 13. So I can do a similar method over here. So if I'm looking at my fractions over here, I cannot take 2 from 1 without getting a negative, and I don't want that because 4 minus 2, just looking at my whole numbers, is not a negative number. So I can actually borrow. So I have this whole number 4. Let's look at our first number. I have this whole number 4. I can take something away from that whole number. This is actually in the ones place, and I can take something away from it. If I take 1 away from 4, it becomes 3. So this becomes a big 3. Now that means I can add that 1 whole to my 1/3. So think about what 1 whole would be as a third. It would actually be 3/3. 1 whole is 3/3. So I can add that 3/3 over here. Now, 1/3 is what I already have, plus 3/3. I'm going to actually add that, so this becomes, my 1 becomes a 4, because I had 1/3 and 3/3. If I add those together, it becomes 4/3. So now I have 3 and 4/3. I just did some magic. Now I can actually subtract. So I can just look at my whole numbers. I have 3 and 2. If I subtract 3 minus 2, I get 1. And if I subtract 4/3 minus 2/3, I get 2/3. Because remember, I keep the denominator the same. And then I say 4 minus 2, which is 2. And then I want to take one last look. Do I have to simplify 2 over 3? No, I do not. So my answer is 1 2/3. If that makes sense to you, that might be a much better method to use.